Clash of Clans has mastered a game of cat and mouse with its player base. Players leave for all sorts of reasons, but no matter how long you step away, this game always pulls you back in. In today's video, we're breaking down what drives players away and what aspect of this game's infinite replayability keeps players hooked. Let's start off by targeting a few reasons why players quit. A lot of the time, it's grind fatigue and people feeling like their progress is going slowly. Because there's specific grinds inside the game, like heroes, the lab, and defenses, which just take months to years to complete, depending on your town hall, of course. And constantly needing to farm those resources catches up to players in the long run, because getting heroes down is a very tall task for many, because after farming a full storage for an hour, you often get 2 to 3 hero upgrades off that, leaving players with little motivation to actually maintain grinding every day just for such a small upgrade. And constantly having to manage that across all your builders, your heroes, is a lot for casual players to maintain. So for many, it makes the game almost feel like a chore, like they have to log in and force themselves to play, or else, ooh, they're wasting their builder productivity. And when it gets to that, most people just stop opening it entirely so that way they don't have to worry about getting their builders busy. Now, I personally have deleted and re-downloaded the game probably over a dozen times. It's a very on and off relationship, but now that this game is my job, I can't really quit now. But what's great is that the game is so good and it brings me back for a few reasons that I'm going to talk about later once we're done with why people quit. But in recent times, they have actually been making the game a lot easier to combat player burnout and make it easier to upgrade, adding things like the Alchemist, reducing upgrade times and costs, and putting out fresh events to keep players rewarded. But it's not just the grind and the player burnout. People actually have lives. I know, crazy. I've seen so many clan leader breakups because somebody had to focus on work and school, or even something like a new game pulling people's attention away. Because while Clash of Clans is great, the fact of the matter is that it takes a lot of time to play, and many human beings just don't have that leisure and free time to play the game consistently without making it feel like a chore. And I am somebody who personally works with the marketing team at Supercell. Many of you have seen the TikTok advertisement that I made for the company, grossing over 500 million views. Needless to say, I feel like I'm qualified to speak on the subject, but a big leading case in people deleting and feeling like the game has fallen off almost is the bad updates or frustrations with the meta. Tons of players quit when the equipments came out, or when an unfair troop gets added, and when there's poor balance changes. Clash of Clans will never hear the end of this. If you scroll through their social media, all you see is change walls, make walls cheaper, nerf the equipments. They get so much hate for it. And seeing all this negativity inside their comment section drives many people away because it gives the game a bad rep and connotation. Because when I tell people I work for Clash of Clans and I work encompassing the game, people hear about the negative stuff that gets said about it and they look at me and be like, isn't that game dead already? How is that company still running? And it's very prevalent with their other games as well. For example, Clash Royale totally fell off because everybody started talking about how bad it was when they added the evolutions. But now all of a sudden, when they start partnering with Jinxie and working with other creators and getting the game out there again, all of a sudden the evos are seen as a strategic addition to the game, and players don't mind putting up with it just because there's so much positivity surrounding the game. And recently there's just been this whole hate for a cornerstone game that changed mobile gaming for decades to come. People have become so influenced by social media, and they'll see a video and be like, oh, new opinion has been acquired, I have to make it my whole personality. Chronically online freaks. So I definitely think this could affect game downloads and deletions, because when hate trends hit a game, its popularity swiftly goes down. But Clash of Clans always has masterful techniques of getting players back in. So now let's get into how Clash of Clans acquires its old fan base again. And one of the biggest things is the nostalgia. Game has been out for over a decade, and many people have fond memories of their base, playing clan wars with their friends, and just enjoying themselves. Many players like myself often cling and come back to games that I've enjoyed in the past. Every once in a while, I'll just re-download all the games that I played in my childhood and give them a good old nostalgia run. And Clash of Clans was the first big mobile game, so it hits for a lot of people. People have years, and for some, over a decade of progress tied to their base, so it can be really hard to say goodbye for good to those clanmates and progress that they worked years on. Next up, they have a really good advertising team with a very deep budget as well. And this is very lucrative over time, time for acquiring new players, because essentially the ads pay themselves off in the long run. Another reason why I feel like people come back is because Supercell makes controversial changes to the game. Like as of recently, they reduced cost and time for many upgrades, and scaling up the town halls takes a lot less of a grind, and integrating more free-to-play friendly events like the treasure chests and hero and clan rushes. So many people come back to the game and it's like, wow, there's a whole lot to do, and it's almost refreshing compared to old Clash, because believe me, it sucked. With all the quality of life changes, like the training times getting removed, changing the wall upgrades, and adding things like the helpers. In conclusion, I believe that the game drives people away whenever they see stuff bad on social media or dislike an update, but they always get brought back whenever they want to relive some nostalgia or see good changes in the game. Thank you for watching.